أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والنازعات غرقا والناشطات نشطا والسابحات سبحا فالسابقات سبقا فالمدبرات أمرا يوم ترجف الراجفة صدق الله العلي العظيم. Dear students of second year, I am here to deliver online lecture number one of during the second wave of coronavirus. Once again, we are switching towards the online lectures. Cloning of gene and DNA sequencing. I start from the cloning of the gene. I discussed several times in the classroom that the plasmid is in the bacteria is used as a vector. You can understand that the plasmid is very important, and if you want the genetic engineering, and plasmid is used to form the human genome project, because plasmid is first of all removed from the bacteria. This is the useless DNA, therefore we can use as a vector. It will not affect the metabolic activity of the bacteria, and you will remove the important gene, which is gene of interest. Gene of interest means you want to form any product. For example, you want to remove that gene from the pancreas isolate of Langerhans to form the insulin. You will transplant, and how you will cut the gene? By enzyme restriction endonuclease is the name of enzyme, and you will transplant this gene of interest to the plasmid, and you will cut the plasmid part as well, and you will join both genes by the another enzyme, ligase. So ligase enzyme is used, and then you will inoculate once again this transgenic DNA mean two plasmid. Transgenic plasmid mean two different types of the DNA. One DNA belongs to bacteria, one DNA belongs to the human body, which is the gene of interest. You will use this bacteria to grow by binary fission, and you can form the product like insulin very easily, because you will grow this bacteria in a bacterial culture by providing different type of amino acid which is required. So by this way you can produce your product. Look at the product has been formed, and you can distribute this medicine to the patients very easily. We'll come back to another mechanism. Not only bacteria, lambda virus or the virus is also used for genetic engineering. I will you can see the figure, and I will also highlight by the different procedures. Look here, the plasmid is removed from the bacteria, removal of the vector, and what you did, you remove the plasmid. You entered the gene of interest. Gene of interest is also called foreign gene. And then what happened? You use the lambda virus. You remove the RNA or the DNA, because RNA or DNA, one thing is present in the virus. You entered foreign gene or the gene of interest into the DNA of the virus or RNA of the virus, and then it becomes the recombinant DNA. Recombinant DNA means that consists of two different type of the DNA. In this case, one DNA belongs to virus and one DNA belongs to the gene of interest, and then you will inoculate once again into the host, and that host will grow by different type of cell divisions. You can enter. Acha, this is important. When you will make recombinant DNA in case of virus, you can't enter into the virus, because virus, it is a living between living and non-living thing, and especially outside the body it exists in the form of the crystal, so virus cannot grow. So you will inoculate this recombinant DNA of the virus as well into the one bacterium host. Same bacterium host which is used in the first experiment, or another bacterium host. So what will happen? This bacteria will grow, and gene of interest will form useful products, and we can use this in the different field of medical sciences. So what is the genome library? Genome library mean that you are just calculating the all DNA sequence of one human body, of one animal, and you are just having a culture of the bacterium in which all gene of interest include that human genome is present. As I told you in the classroom, total amount of the genetic material, for example, total ABC, I am just giving some idea. This ABC is the nucleotide present in the DNA of one individual. If I have three type of the bacteria in which A is gene of interest, B is gene of interest, C is gene of interest, that is the genome library of this individual. So one individual DNA sequence present in the bacterial culture, that is the genome library. So you will use the plasmid of the bacteria. Reason is that because you can assess only the genes when you will insert the genes into the plasmid, then you can check which type of gene that is. That is very important, because you will check by the probe. What is the probe? That is the nucleotide which you are giving from outside. For example, your gene of interest is here. I by color distinction I will show this gene of interest is adenine. You want to check this is adenine or not, you will give the thymine from outside. As you know that one strand complete other, because one strand is complementary strand of other. The thymine will combine with adenine, and then thymine, because that is probe and that is identification of the probe, that is probe is radioactive and can be identified very easily. So this radioactivity will tell us that this is adenine. So you can identify which type of gene of interest is in their plasmid. So this is very easy to identify. We can solve out by a mechanism. I tell you once again, you use this apparatus. How you will use? You use the bacterial plasmids. For once again I will tell you, many bacteria are used in the genome library. Genome library mean that one individual DNA is broken down into the different parts, and then it is changed into the gene of interest. Mean that the most important genes of the human body, or all genes of the human body, are translated, are attached with the plasmid, and those all bacteria collectively will be called as genome library, because they consist of DNA of the one individual. You got the idea. Now you want to know that which type of the genes are present in one individual. You just add the radioactive probe. Radioactive probes are very important, because you know they are radioactive, and when they will combine with the specific nucleotide, adenine for example, thymine is there, adenine will combine, cytosine is there, guanine will combine. That is advantage of complementary strand of the DNA, and that will be identified. Then you will be able to identify gene of interest. Gene of interest consists of which type of nucleotide. I will tell you once again, this is very simple. Look here, this is the genome library. For example, adenine, I will explain little slow, because that is little technical, and I hope you will be attentive more. I will write. This is the adenine, thymine. These two nucleotides are gene of interest. For example, they are able to form insulin, and that is entered in the plasmid in the genome library. Now you will enter the probes. Probes consist of technically one nucleotide. Understand? And that is the radioactivity, yani colors are identification of on x-ray film. They will be identified very easily. I will tell you in the next mechanisms also. So thymine will be there. The different type of four probes are there. Thymine is there, adenine will be there, guanine will be there, cytosine will be there. But you will see that adenine in this case here will combine with the thymine. When this probe will identify this thymine, you automatically understand, because probe is adenine which combine with thymine, so our gene of interest is thymine. Similarly in this case, so this is very easy to identify which type of gene of interest. And cloning of the gene can also be done. Further clone of the gene can be done by using plasmid of the bacteria. This is one very important topic which I just wanted to tell you. PCR machine, polymerase chain reaction, which is currently very valid, because you are listening in the media that PCR machines are very less. Because if you want to check the disease, the DNA, which DNA sequence of any human, or DNA sequence of even coronavirus. So first of all, even you just want to check the DNA sequence of human DNA, that coronavirus affected or not, or any other disease affected or not, because you know mutation may occur due to the virus. You have to make the multiple copies of the DNA. Reason I will tell you in the next topic, that why the multiple copies are required, because to check the DNA sequence of the human bodies, you need multiple copies of the DNA. Even some In some cases maximum number, millions of the copies are required, because if you want to check, because nucleotides, if for each nucleotide you need one copy of the DNA. So PCR machine will make the copies of DNA. The use of this machine is very important, because by plasmid you can clone, you can increase the number of the genes, but problem is that process is little slow and also laborious. This is a machine, you can use it and you can make multiple copies in some minutes, because they will just photocopy the machine, photocopy the DNA. Look here, this is the DNA, and DNA, you know, are in complementary strands, because one strand complete other. As you know, one strand start from 5 to 3, and one strand start from 3 to 5. That is called as antiparallel, I told in classroom, because this is carbon number 3 of the nitrogen of the sugar attached with OH group. Here carbon number 5 of the sugar, deoxyribose sugar attached with the phosphate. Here is OH, here is the phosphate, because both strands are opposite. One start from OH, other strand start from phosphate, so they are called antiparallel. So first of all, you have to heat to denature the DNA. You are copying the DNA outside the bacteria. Understand? Inside bacteria, enzyme which is used, that is DNA polymerase. So DNA polymerase cannot survive in normal temperature in the machine, because in the machine the temperature is quite high, because you have to give a huge temperature up to sometime up to 100 Celsius. So how you will use, and this enzyme you will use a specific bacteria which is occurring in the summer weather and can resist high temperature. Name of that bacteria is Stach polymerase, and name of that bacteria is Thermus aquaticus, and the enzyme in the Thermus aquaticus is a Stach polymerase. So we use Stach polymerase enzyme in the PCR machines to make the multiple copies of the DNA. Understand, note this point, that copying of the DNA is not the testing of the coronavirus. This is initial requirement. If you want to check the DNA of any individual for coronavirus or any other disease, you need multiple copies, because sequencing of the DNA need multiple copies. I will verify in the Sanger method which is coming. Okay, so first of all, you are making copy of the DNA by the PCR machine. So this denatured DNA, denatured means the hydrogen bonds between them, these are the, you know, that hydrogen bonds between them are broken down, they are broken down, and now you have to use the primer. What is the primer? Primer mean the sequence of RNA strand. Sequence of RNA strand. Sequence of RNA strand, I will tell you why the sequence of RNA strand is required to make the copy of the DNA. Because DNA polymerase or Stach polymerase, DNA polymerase are same thing almost. One is working in normal temperature inside bacteria, one is working in very high temperature. So Stach polymerase is taken from the bacteria, also type of the DNA polymerase, but it can resist high temperature. Okay, so Stach polymerase enzyme cannot initiate the adding of the nucleotide. So nucleotides cannot be added, and nucleotides cannot be added, the strand of the DNA cannot be formed absolutely without primer. So this is the limitation of the DNA polymerase or the Stach polymerase. So who help in this problem? RNA polymerase form little primer. Primer mean the strand of RNA uracil consists. So you may be thinking, sir, DNA strand we are forming, so no problem, because once the primer is formed, you can change uracil by the DNA nucleotide later on. But this is the DNA polymerase will change uracil into DNA nucleotide, but DNA polymerase can add to already formed nucleotides. So when the primer will be formed, so DNA polymerase start working and will form the new strand of the DNA. And you know that this DNA which I am mentioning here, blue color, the new strand can be formed very easily. This is green color, new strand, very easily, because one strand is complementary of the other. So if one strand is known, other strand can be known very easily according to semi-conservative model. That is my last lecture, I think, before the vacation you were studying. Adenine is there, Adenine will combine with the thymine. Simple is that. If there is a guanine, it will combine with the cytosine. This is very easy, because you know when one strand is known, other strand is can be formed very easily by DNA polymerase, by lagging strand and leading strand. That's why one strand is moving moving in antagonistic direction, because you know one strand is leading strand and the strand is lagging strand. We were studying in the last topic. So primer in this case also, the RNA primer will be formed by RNA polymerase, and then DNA polymerase or Taq polymerase will, in this case the Taq polymerase will add in the PCR machine, and you can form multiple copies of the DNA, because this process will be repeated again and again. Once the new DNA, this is the new DNA strand, this is the new DNA strand, one old strand, one new strand, according to Michelson experiment, Michelson and Stahl, that is verified by semi-conservative model. One old strand, one new strand, one old strand, one new strand, two daughter DNA will be formed, and repeat cycle. Repeat cycle, this is very important, because in the machine, like cloning of bacteria, like cloning of the plasmid, the process will be limited, because some bacteria may grow, some bacteria may not grow, you are providing nutrition or not, and bacteria is giving output or not. But here in this case, this is just like a machine, you can form millions and millions of the copies very easily in a limited time. So this is called the polymerase chain reaction. This is the spelling of enzyme. I am talking about the Taq polymerase. And now I talk how the DNA sequence, how the DNA sequencing is formed. Look here, the site, I will take 3 DNA and I will tell you these 3 DNA belong to 3 different individuals. Individual A, B, C, they have different, nature has given the 3 different restriction sites. 3 different restriction sites. Look here, 3 different restriction sites. They have the different restriction sites. In 3 DNA, there are in 3 type of DNA, 3 different DNA. There are the palindromic sequences are different. What are the palindromic sequences? Some specific sequences in the DNA, through which the restriction endonuclease or molecular scissor, natural molecular scissor enzyme can cut the DNA. You understand my point? I will make 2 DNA very easily. Look here, this is the one DNA, this is the one DNA, and this is the another DNA, right? So now if you see the sequence, the palindromic sequences of these 2 DNA, they are different. In this case, the palindromic sequence is different, and you can see when you will cut the DNA by molecular scissor. What is the molecular scissor? Restriction endonuclease enzyme. Remember, restriction endonuclease will cut the DNA at only these specific sequences which are different in the different individuals. In this individual number A, the sequences are there. In the individual number B, the sequences are there. So they are different. So their piece will be like, DNA part will be divided into this part. Look here, 3 parts will be formed in this case. In this case, the DNA part will be formed like this one, almost 2. So mean these 3 DNA will be different from each other. These DNA parts will be different from each other according to length. This is very important. That's why we can say restriction fragment length polymorphism. So we are separating the DNA according to individual, according to palindromic sequences, according to RFLP site, restriction fragment length polymorphism. This individual has this site, this individual has this site, this individual has this site and this site. So I can make it simple, and I can make, once again, these are the 2 humans. These 2 humans, normally they are equal, but their sequences or FLP sites are different. Each individual is different from other due to different RFLP sites. Why RFLP sites or palindromic sequences are important? When you will cut the DNA, the restriction endonuclease enzyme can attack only at these sites which are RFLP sites. Here it will cut at RFLP site, here it will cut at RFLP sites. So what will happen? what will happen? What is the result? Result is that different type of lengths are produced according to palindromic sequences. Look here, if I will cut the individual number 1, these sequences, these lengths are formed. If I will cut the individual number 2, these lengths are formed, and these lengths are different from each other. This is very small length, this is very long length, this is a medium length, this is not the length which these are, this is also not the length which these are, this is different length. So each DNA of the different individual will be divided into different lengths. This is very important technique given by the nature to us. Different RFLP sites are helping us to know the sequence of the DNA. How we will be able to know the sequence of the DNA? We will be use a machine, thermocycler or electrophoresis technique, in which you can use this radioactive DNA, recombinant DNA technology. And what you will do, you will different lengths of the DNA you will add into a machine, into just like a membrane, blotting paper or agarose gel is used. You can say in 3 lines, for example, in 3 individuals are there, you will just roll out the DNA fragments which were attained by breaking the by the at the RFLP sites. Look here, if you are just using RFLP sites, so it is clear that length of the DNA will be different. Some lengths of the DNA will be smaller, some lengths of the DNA will be larger, some lengths of the DNA will be intermediate. So each length will be different from other, density of each DNA length will be different. These lengths of the DNA will be separated from each other in this membrane, agarose gel radioactive membrane. How it will be it be separated from each other according to density, because if you studied at the start of the first year, I was talking about electrophoresis technique. Electrophoresis technique basically used by creating the electric field. At one side charge is negative, at one side the charge is positive. What is the charge of the DNA? Negative, due to the presence of the phosphate. So DNA strands will move towards the positive charge, and they will stand according to their density. Lighter strand will move maximum, the medium will move similarly lighter than heavier than this one, move there, heavier than there, move there, and most heavy DNA strand will be away from the positive charge. By this way, in the electrophoresis technique, in a membrane, nitrocellulose membrane is used, in which agarose gel is used, in which friction is less and the strands can move by speed from the negative to positive side. What will happen? They will move according to density. So less dense strand will move towards the closer to the positive charge, and the higher the density, with the maximum density DNA strand will be at the bottom, mean that will be closer to the negative charge. So now you have to identify, the probe will be used to identify. Probe will be used. Probe, that is a nucleotide. Probe is a nucleotide. Probe is a just like a you can use the probe to identify. Probe you can use to identify the specific nucleotide. So how you be able to identify the specific nucleotide? You will use the probe.